Hello, 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 my dear brothers and sisters. This is Lorelei Fenton, and I'm going to today be talking about the powerful channeling on January 13th, 2019. And I, by the way, am your roving Ancient Awakenings reporter. And in my day job, I'm a speaker and a trainer, and I assist people with shifting their beliefs and mindsets so they can feel great and create the lives of their dreams. So in this particular channeling, we were visited by Kara, who was representing the Pleiadian Fleets and the Pleiadian Council. And after she spoke, we were visited by One Who Serves, who answered all of our questions. So just so you know, One Who Serves is a collective of several individuals who don't use their past earthly names in order to highlight the fact that we are all one. So the theme of this channeling for me was the next phase has begun. And you're going to see what's meant by that as we go along. All of these messages, by the way, are channeled by James McConnell. And James is a 25-year veteran in the channeling world, and he was trained directly by the Ascended Masters. We also often get poignant messages from the higher self of Joanna McConnell, who is known as Shoshana. So let us begin. Kara told us that there are many fleets in the plural, circling us now, and they're getting closer and closer, waiting to be more fully involved. In many respects, we are them and they are us, she said. And as a representative of the fleets and the council, Kara says she has come to prepare us for what is to come, for the times when they make the connection with us. And this must come before the event and before many, many changes. Before the event, Kara says, we will become more closely associated with them. And some of us will even be taken onto their ships. Hallelujah to that, right? Those times are coming. And Kara has come to help prepare those of us who are here now, as well as those of us who will read or hear her words afterwards. So, for instance, those of you watching this video now, she actually came to help prepare you as well. We are being prepared to be with them in the physical fashion, in our higher vibration. And as we raise our vibrations, they can lower theirs, and we can all sort of meet halfway. We are in the process of that now. And there are many functions or programs running now. And as one function or part of the plan ends, the next phase or program begins. And that's where we're at now, said Kara. We have just moved to the phase of preparation for welcoming those who will be called to be with them more fully. Isn't that so awesome? By the way, this is a choice on our part, but also a matching of vibration. If we can match their vibration and they can match ours, we can meet not in the third dimension, but rather in the fourth dimension. Many of us are now residing in that fourth dimension and having the things we wish for come true much, much quicker. And also having the things we don't wish for come true quickly. So as we raise our vibrations, we also need to control our thoughts and still the mind more and more. And we also need to connect strongly to our higher God selves, or higher self as it's often said. When we do that, our vibrations will be high enough to match theirs. Now there are many fleets of different civilizations, such as the Syrians and Arcturians and Andromedans, preparing themselves for this ascension process. We are moving closer to that moment when we fully realize who we are and fully connect to our higher selves. And that's when the integration is going to be complete. We will move through the ascension in those moments. And the time leading up to this is what Kara is now speaking of. Many, many changes are happening, and truth is starting to come forward now. All will be revealed, and no rock will be left unturned. We're told to trust in that, to trust in ourselves, and to trust in the great plan that's working itself out behind the scenes. And with that, Kara left us in peace and love and a sharing between them and us that knows no bounds. And that's exactly what she said, that knows no bounds. How profound is that? So thank you so much, our galactic sister, Kara. And next, One Who Serves came on to answer our questions. And he started by saying that many of us are experiencing personal losses of varying kinds, and that is part of the process here. And these losses will increase because the vibrations are increasing, and the energy is coming in, creating a sort of a schism between those who are ready to move through the ascension and those who are not. And that includes our animal friends as well, by the way, not just our human ones. Some are going to want to go through this, and some will not. And this is nothing that we're doing, but it's just a process of evolution. When someone passes on, be it an animal or a human, we're reminded by One Who Serves that we will be reunited with that person or animal. So there's no, need to be concerned about that. An animal, for instance, is absorbed into an animal's soul, but it's a kind of a collective animal soul. But its individuality does continue on as a spark of the whole. And that spark will be reunited with us at some point, perhaps even bringing many of our loved ones, animal friends, into one. So we're not to despair, but to remember that everything is part of the greater whole and the greater plan. We then got into the questions, and one person wanted to know if it's true that military tribunals have already begun in various secret places across the country. One Who Serves replied that it certainly was true, and much of it is still behind the scenes, but it will be revealed. As vibrations and consciousness rises, the truth will come forward, and those who are ready for it will be able to handle it. Now, this same person wanted to know if martial law is a high probability, and if so, what is the rationale for that? And One Who Serves told us that martial law, as we think of it, is not necessarily going to happen. At the moment, he said, it's actually not a high probability. But this could change, he said, based on consciousness here in the U.S. and also worldwide consciousness. It could change, especially if it's necessary to curtail the efforts of the dark forces here. Right now, we're told they are largely curtailed, but it could possibly change. And this is what we're always told by One Who Serves. Consciousness is always changing, so things can always change. And finally, this person wanted to know if it's fair to say that the RV will happen when everything is safe. And to this, One Who Serves said that the RV will happen when it needs to happen. And he cannot, of course, say exactly when that is, because it's all according to consciousness, and consciousness changes. But it is coming, as it is part of the transition as we move through the process. So that's good news. The next person wanted to know about something huge in a video he saw that was supposed to have hit the magnetosphere of the Earth, like a huge something. It was supposed to have hit on the 3rd or 4th of the month. And we were told that something huge did happen, and something even huger, so to speak, is happening now. These are waves of energy which cause energy spikes coming onto the planet. And the solar system and even the galaxy are moving through parts of the universe where they have not been in a very, very long time. And the new energies coming from this are all part of the plan and part of the orchestration here. So Huge things happening. Have you, by the way, been seeing circles in the sky by any chance? One of our callers saw this in 2 different geographical places, and they were kind of in the shape of a donut. And she didn't think these were chemtrails, though they looked a little bit similar. She was told by one who serves that she is seeing energies which others cannot see. She particularly is able to see things that others do not see, but up to now, she had not believed in her ability to do that. But now she's seeing more, and the more she can trust and believe in what she's seeing, the more she will see. And by the way, these same energies will take on a special meaning to her, specifically to her. And we're often, many of us, told that there are special meanings to things that we experience special to us. Next, one of our callers said that she had a dream where she was walking close to one who serves, and she felt she was special, but not in a 3D or ego way. And she wanted to know if this closer connection to one who serves actually did happen. She was told that her connection is getting stronger in her ability to believe in herself and all that is coming to her, as well as in her connection to her higher self and her guides that are attempting to reach her, whoever those guides may be. Believing is seeing, and as we all begin to allow these connections and believe in the thoughts and the sounds and the messages coming in, these things become stronger. Shoshana then came on to say that for this caller, it is her energy and level of enlightenment at this time that's drawing the energy of the ancient wisdom to her. And she must recognize this as a beautiful gift and be in gratitude for it. So many of us are having such gifts, and we are all told to be in gratitude for this. One of our callers then came on to ask if Kira's visit to us had anything to do with a large meeting, or what she called a grand conclave, that was actually taking place somewhere in the Andromeda system. And she said she was told in a particular meeting in her meditations with Ashtar about this particular grand conclave taking place. One who serves said first that there are many such meetings taking place, and many councils from many civilizations that meet regularly. And now and then there are bigger meetings, such as this one that she spoke of, where many, many more come to the table. And this is happening now because the changes on the planet are now developing rapidly, and they're happening very much within the collective consciousness of man. So that's what actually brought about this meeting. And much of what's being talked about now is first contact with the light workers and warriors and how to best bring that about. Yes, come on! That's a great conversation, huh? So then Shoshana came on to say that the vast enlightenment this caller has achieved is apparent to everyone. And she hopes it's apparent to this caller. Meanwhile, this caller resonates greatly with Kara, who's a beautiful goddess of great and even blinding light, sometimes blinding light, because this caller is part of Kara's family, and Kara is also in her presence a lot. And one who serves then jumped in to say that Kara was telling him that she neglected to mention that she's very connected to many of us here on this call. And though we may not know her by name, we know her vibration, and she knows ours. And we will all get more connected as this transition proceeds. That's something great to look forward to, isn't it? So, have you ever had the experience in meditation of doing some sort of an initiation? Our next caller has, and she was taken to the inner earth to a sort of a coliseum with a large light chamber. And there was a huge celebration, which seemed to be for her. And she thought she was given the name Leilani as her soul's name. And she wanted to know if this was correct, and also whether it really was an initiation where she was now passing to some other stage of some sort. So one who serves could not confirm her soul name because that's personal to her and something she needs to sort out and remember. But he did say she was on the right track in her thinking of what it was all about. Everyone, he said, will begin to experience much more of this kind of thing as each person allows it. And once again, we're told the more we believe, the more we will see and experience this. And they say we're going to get more and more and more of this. So we need to fasten our seatbelts, not only for the outer experiences, but for the inner ones as well. So, have you gotten the idea or the message in your dreams or your meditations that you're actually part of the Pleiadian or the Galactic Council? Well, guess what? You probably are, says one who serves. We are probably experiencing these councils and being on these councils in our dreams or our meditative states, and sometimes even on some level in the awakened state. And we're all going to have more memories and more experiences of this. And this has to do with what Sananda has said about the 12 of 12 councils and about the 12 tables. So this caller also wanted some confirmation of the information he had gotten that he may have been someone called Akhenaton, A-K-H Akhenaton, the great rebel pharaoh in a past life. So I don't know if maybe Akhenaton or how you pronounce that. I'm not sure. Akhenaton. So anyway, one who serves cannot ever confirm such things. He said he would not say yes, but also he would not say no. And he said that this particular caller is beginning to understand such things for himself and may benefit by doing the multi-level awareness technique through James. Shoshana then came on to say that this caller has great clarity of mind and thought right now. He's following his journey and following his heart, which creates the clarity. The only challenge is his three-dimensional doubt. So Shoshana says he must now find and complete each pathway and step on his own and take his own counsel. That's pretty cool. That's being told to many of us. Then one who serves spoke about the advance. He said they are greatly preparing, as always, and there are things that are coming to us now that will very much relate to the next advance. And we will understand that more by the time we reach the next advance. These things that are coming will very much relate to the advance. So things that are coming in the greater world are going to relate to the advance. So that's pretty cool, something to look forward to. The advance is in April, and a wonderful thing to attend. It's actually the same weekend as my son's wedding, so I will be at the wedding, but I will attend in retrospect by definitely listening to the recordings. So our last question was from a caller who heard that wormwood is the twin, quote unquote, of our sun, and that Nibiru revolves in an elliptical orbit around wormwood. And he heard that when Nibiru comes close to our planet, this will be part of the ascension. One who serves then said that what he was speaking of was predicted in the Bible, and it was predicted then in terms of end time. And Earth changes were predicted as a result of this particular planet Nibiru and its connection to the solar system and the galaxy and such. This original prediction has been largely altered due to man's consciousness, which is directing what's coming and what's not coming. As our consciousness directs this, the galactics can then either work to bring about or to avert some various situations. So we've created new timelines that do not include these drastic Earth changes, which would have been created by wormwood. This is an altered change that is leading directly to the ascension, as the caller said. But it's no longer the ascension of a small portion of the population, but rather a full ascension of most of this planet's population. Woohoo! How cool is that? That's so great, isn't it? Meanwhile, the second sun is there, and it's always been there, but it's only visible, it's not visible to the naked eye. It's only visible to the third eye. And as our third eye is reintegrated, this sun will become more visible to all because it is completely visible to those in the higher dimensions. And we were then told that it is a blue sun. Isn't that something? A blue sun. So with this, one who serves released the channel, and then Shoshana also said, peace be with you. And she told us to be the one. What a powerful channeling, wasn't that? I, for one, am so very excited for what's now coming. And with that, I will also send you all my love, my joy, fun, play, ease, prosperity, and just delicious bliss for this life. Namaste, brothers and sisters. I bless you all. Bye-bye.